David, you brought up the John Fury thing. I was going to ask you about that next. We saw him on BT there saying, "Forget my son, I'll fight you on a few weeks' notice." What was going through your head when you were saying that?
No, I thought amazing. I thought it was amazing. I called out Tyson after the fight with the exhibition bout with Joe Fournier on Triller. I really enjoyed it. Great experience, great fun. I haven't been in the ring for 3 years. It was nice going through the motions, listening to Ain't No Stopping Us Now. It's nice to weigh in, and it brought back some nice memories. I remember thinking, I remember going during the training. I remember thinking, God, I wish I felt like this before, but I don't. And it was only a one-off thing. And what was the question? What was the question? I forgot what I was talking about.
I was asking you what you made of John Fury.
Reminiscing in my mind, and I was sitting there going through training camp. What was I talking about? What was you going about?
I was asking you what you made of John Fury's comments when you saw them.
Oh no, sorry. So that was this. Getting back to that. After I called out Tyson Fury after the fight, I remember thinking, I know they'll think, oh, easy work, but I didn't think they'd think it'd be that easy. That his dad would go, I'll do it. That just that shows me how little they think of me, and I like that. I like the fact that they don't rate me or they don't believe I have anything left, because no one has anything left until they show you what they got. And if you're I don't want to. It's a nice scene there. It's a nice heavyweight environment currently.
What's good, family? So mash the like button, subscribe, and lick off the bell. So we just heard there from your mans, David, Big Toe, Haye. And you, man, listen. I assume you've watched, or I assume some of you, or X amount of you, have watched my video reacting to John Fury calling out David Haye. And in that video, specifically I said, David Haye best not beat around the bush. He best be rock hard for this call out. What happens? Like clockwork. I knew it. I don't know what's going on with David Haye, but truth be known, I think he's scared or something. Because it don't make no sense nowhere else. It don't make no sense nowhere, or nothing else makes sense. He must be actually shook of John Fury. That's what I think it is. And it adds up, because in the BT Sport things about 6 months ago, David Haye was saying AJ would beat Fury, and obviously John Fury was saying Tyson Fury would win. And David Haye looked genuinely shook. I thought, wait there, you're a former heavyweight champ, or a former WBA champion and a real boxer. John Fury's been chinned by complete stiffs. Why are you shook at this old man? Nonetheless, David Haye shook. And I thought, you know what, let me give David Haye one more chance. But I didn't hold much hope. I knew what would happen. And 2-2s, you heard what he said there. The interviewer said to him, David Haye, John Fury called you out. All you had to say, David, was, if he wants it, he can get it. I'm going to get my team to send the contract over this afternoon. That's simple as that. You want $1 million? We'll give you $1 million. Because I'm not being funny, yeah? $1 million? David Haye would probably make 10 million. If that makes sense. If John Fury only wants $1 million, which is what he said, you're laughing. That fight's going to easily give you 5 mil back. Again, 100,000 pay-per-views, yeah? At 25 quid is what? Well, 2.5 million, I think, is it? Yeah, 2.5 million. But either way, that's only 100,000. I don't care what no one says. We've seen Dillian White versus Rivas do 350k. I don't care what no one says. People are laughing at me. Oh, YB thinks that John Fury versus David Haye's a big fight. It is. I'm sorry. It's bigger than Dillian White versus whoever it was. Rivas. 100%. And that did about 400,000 or something like that. So don't give me that. And anyone who thinks different don't know boxing. The build-ups, that's what sells fights, people. It's not anything else. People want to see that fight. Imagine the build-up. But then again, the way David Haye be talking, he sounds shook. He don't want it. I mean, I'm confused. Wait a minute. The interviewer says to you, John Fury wants it with you. And you sit there saying, oh, well, this just proved to me that they think I'm really shot to bits. What? What? John Fury called you out to fight. He didn't ask you for your opinion on how shot he thought you was. What's wrong with you? But again, unfortunately, people, this proves to me David Haye's shook. And by the way, anyone who knows David Haye, If you disagree with me, tell him to send the contract. I don't get what's difficult here. Why is it the YB has to be the one managing and promoting fighters as such? Send the contract. What? I don't understand this game at all. I don't understand this game. How hard is it? I mean, I even saw people in the comment section saying, David Haye, if you really want the Tyson Fury fight, what better way to get it than to knock his dad out? I mean, and again, I wouldn't mind so much if David Haye was known as a Daniel Dubois or Joe Joyce who don't get involved in promotion. That's one thing. But David Haye, people suck him off. Oh, David Haye is a great self-promoter. Is he? What, you can't work out that by knocking out his dad, you're going to get the fight? And even in this interview, the man says to him, John Fury wants you. $1 million. David Haye ends up saying, nah, Tyson Fury is the only one I'll come out of retirement for. What? What, you don't want a free $5 million? You said that you came back to fight Joe Fournier for money. I'm telling you now, you'll make more to fight John Fury in a... I don't care what no one says. Joe Fournier is a harder fight than John Fury. 100%. Joe Fournier is fit, is not a million years old. And you get paid more. And it'll be a headline event. And it sets up the Tyson Fury fight. I don't care what no one says. If you knock his dad out on international TV, which it would be, you're going to be guaranteed the Tyson Fury fight at some point, in my mind. And even then, even if you don't, you can just mug Tyson Fury off for the rest of his life. Listen, I murked your pops. Simple as that. I mean, thinking from a human point of view, from a man's point of view, yeah, if someone murks my pops, it's on. Do you know what I'm saying? So, I don't care what no one says, and especially in that community, where imagine that. You call yourself the bare knuckle king, but I just murked your pops. Oops. Yeah? There's no way. Tyson Fury couldn't live it down. You literally guaranteed to wait a minute. Not only do you get paid 5 to 10 million for the John Fury fight, you also guarantee yourself a $20 million fight with Fury. Oh, but you want to... Wait a minute. You throw that opportunity away and people want to rave about how great of a promoter David Haye is. It's stupid. I'm sorry. These boxers are low IQ. I'm sorry. It's been decided now. These boxers are low IQ. They don't know what they're doing with their careers. Simple as that. Same as Joe Joyce. When Joe Joyce was calling out... Oh yeah, that's it. When Joe Joyce and Sam Jones sat there and allowed Usyk to cancel the WBO call out. They just sat there for 6 months like cucks, didn't they? 100%. Joe Joyce and Sam Jones sat there saying nothing for 6 months when the WBO had ordered them to fight Usyk. Just sat there saying nothing. When they would have been the ones, if that Usyk fight would have happened, which it could have done. Don't forget, people, Usyk versus Joyce was ordered in January, February. That fight should have been on in April. And then if Joe Joyce had won that, he'd have been the one beating AJ in September, wouldn't he? Because they ordered the fight in January, February. That fight was supposed to be on in May. If they'd have pushed it, and if they were successful, Joe Joyce would have fought in May and then fought AJ in September. Now look at you. Now, chances are you may never get the big AJ fight because he's been beaten. And if he gets beat again, it's over kind of thing, isn't it? But again, people want to... I mean, Sam Jones getting paid 10%, 20%. You got Joe Joyce sitting there. How can none of these so-called teams not have an idea what they're doing? I don't get that. Just sat there like cucks. If it was me, yeah, WBO would have been in court. You've ordered this and you ain't pushed it through. You can't do that. It's one thing if the WBO, yeah, was like the WBC and they just don't order nothing. But they ordered it. They ordered Eliminator, Joe Joyce and Usyk. But Joe Joyce and his team just sat there for 6 months like cucks. Unbelievable. And these man making money from it. What are you doing? I wouldn't mind, Jay. I wouldn't mind so much if it was 1700s and people were saying, where YB? I had to travel 1,600 miles on horseback to send a fucking email. Get the lawyers on the phone and send an email. I could do it in 10 minutes. So any fighter out there, yeah, who wants someone with a bit of half a clue what to do, let me know. Quick time. No doubt. Because this stuff really ain't hard to work out. But these mans are making it difficult. David Haye sitting there talking about, this shows to me how shot they think I am. What? He called you out. Sent the contract. David Haye, let me do you a favour. Let me tell you how this interview should have gone. David, John Fury said he wants you for $1 million. You should have said, yeah, I saw that interview and the lawyers were on the phone 2 days ago. That's what it should have been as simple as that. The fight's in the works. I want him badly. I'm going to knock him out, and I'm going to knock his son out. I'm going to take the whole bloodline out. That's how it should have gone. And us fans should be sitting there now, chomping at the bit, waiting to hear more about the date, or waiting to hear about how John Fury's cacked his pants and he don't want it, which in my opinion is what would happen. But now what's going to happen is, I'm under no illusions. BT in a few weeks' time or a few days' time are going to go up to John Fury and say, John, what's going on with the David Haye fight? And John's going to say, oh, he didn't want it. Oh, it scared me. All that kind of rubbish. Because why? And to be honest with you, I can't even blame him. He's earned that right to do that because John Fury hasn't called the bluff. I mean, David Haye hasn't called the bluff. David Haye's cucked himself. Oh, I'm sorry. It's unbelievable, people. Unbelievable. Everyone knows, yeah, David Haye loves a pound note. But yet, David Haye, who allegedly is better than ever, David Haye himself has said, oh, I couldn't believe how great I felt fighting Joe Fournier. So wait there, you feel better than ever. You want to prove that you can come back. You want to fight Tyson Fury. His dad offers you a fight and you don't want it. I'm sorry, people. I can't deal with this sport. I can't deal with it. The fans want that. The fans want that fight. He wants that fight allegedly, and you want to sit there like an idiot for once. I don't get it myself. There must be something going on I'm missing here. And part of me thinks that the interviewer. Why didn't the interviewer double down? Because I'm not going to say the interviewer wasn't a shill, because the interviewer did ask the question, but you asked the question. Yep, John called you out. And then you allowed David Haye to rattle on about irrelevant stuff. I'd have brought him back and said, David, okay, yeah, we've just heard you rattle on about how that shows you how shocked the Fury family think you are. But back to the point. Would you fight John Fury? And by the way, anyone out there who listens to this video, anyone who speaks to David Haye soon, say to him, David, I don't care about what you think they think about you. Will you fight John Fury? Yeah? Yes or no? That's what the fans want to hear. The fans don't want to hear about how shocked they think you are. What's wrong with you, goofy? Yeah? And if you say no, why not? What? Oh man, I'm annoyed. I thought this was simple. I really did. I thought, you know what? David Haye, everyone rants and raves about how much of a good promoter he is. What? A good promoter, and he can't even promote the easiest fight ever for the most money ever. This would be David Haye's biggest reward and easiest risk, and they don't want it. The man who basically robbed the fans to put Tony Bell in fight on when he was injured. That man. David, let me tell you something right now. You owe it to the fans. You owe it to your fans to go and have a fight with John Fury for money. After you robbed us with all them crap fights with Bellend. You owe it to your career to go in there. About this, that, the other. What's wrong with you? Yeah? What's wrong with him? What's wrong with David Haye that he turning down 3 million? And that's what I mean. It implies to me that there must be something else going on behind closed doors, people. Because it don't make no sense, does it? Honestly, I wasn't shocked because I knew what was coming. I knew for a fact David would either. Well, he did. He did beat around the bush, didn't he? Oh yeah. Well, what? Now maybe it's the case that David thinks, well, he's just talking. Well, but why not say that? Why not say he's full of shit? But if he wants it, my lawyers have sent the contract, or my lawyers are talking, or something. Why not? I don't get that. Why not put it on him and let him bottle it? Like he did against Mickey Theo, which he would do. Listen, if John Fury bottled it against Mickey Theo, which he did, you best believe he's going to bottle it against David Haye. But then again, David Haye looked shook. David Haye genuinely looked scared. I think that's what it was. I mean, there ain't no other available conclusion, is there? Apart from being shook that John Fury's got his number, why would David Haye not have won that fight? Man, wow. Boxing's down bad right now. You got AJ, you got Mr. Mandela, Gandhi, and you got David Haye. Two dons are just shook to bits. Wow, it's bad. Super bad.